Oh, are you awake?
I don't know. Am I awake? I don't really know.
Was it because of me? Yep. Yep. Always you. I hope I didn't scare you. No, nothing can scare me. I'm Lucifer. I'm basically the devil. I scare people. What made you say that? Why should I be scared of you? Exactly. Why should I be scared of you? Oh, sometimes I seem to have that effect on people. I can't even see you, so you know. You're too cute to be scary. Yep. Dot dot dot. Is Brandon awake? We are alone in the room. Oh, where'd he go? I heard noise coming from upstairs. That doesn't answer my question at all. Maybe he's up there. On his own? That's strange. I heard the voice of a girl as well. That again doesn't answer anything. It could be a girl in, somewhere. I don't think he's alone. There's someone else here. Well, yes. Was she else in the blizzard too? I'm not sure. Why is she up with it? Is she up there with him? Yeah, got some impression it is some kind of romantic interlude. It is a presumption, but I am somewhat certain. That doesn't bother you? Well, I can't really see why it's any of my business. Never mind. Ignore everything that's happening. Screw it. There's something I've always wanted to tell you, Sarah. Well, there's something I've always wanted to tell you first. Yeah? I'm not Sarah. Oh. I didn't mean to startle you. Let me just grab my flashlight. Hi. Who are you? Hello? Yeah, hi. You look not familiar. You have very nice gloves. Very nice, hoodie. 2 hoodies. Is that a 3rd hoodie? That's a blanket. Hello. Before you say anything, I know how strange it must seem. Me, uninvited, sitting next to you in the dark while you're sleeping. Very creepy. Just want to add that. Very, very creepy. But don't worry about it. It happens every other week. We always camp out in abandoned buildings, and you know how it is. Strange people always sleep next to me. But if you would please allow me a moment to explain. Okay. Thank you. My name is Aaron. I am from around here. I spend all my time outdoors, but I guess I was wandering too little long this time. This blizzard was upon me before I even realized. In the darkness, I somehow stumbled up across this old house. No one answered when I knocked, but the door opened when I did, and I let myself in. Magical horror doors! Always opening for you whenever they need it. Under the circumstances, I didn't think the owners would mind. I heard the sounds of the couples upstairs and was about to call out. But after listening for a moment, I thought it would be ruder to interrupt. So I decided to just sit and wait. Then I discovered you asleep. All of a sudden, I realized how exceptionally lonely I was feeling. Oh, this is okay. This is what's gonna happen then. And I just really wanted to be near someone. You know what? That's fair. Humans are very what's the word? They're very communicative. I mean, humans thrive off being around each other and everything, so it would make sense. Oh, they're drilling noises. It's a Saturday. Why are they drilling noises on a Saturday? And on New Year's? What kind of, even though I moved, my neighbors upstairs still like drilling. I don't understand why or how or what they're doing. I don't. Maybe it's the same neighbors. Who knows? Maybe they moved in with us because they just wanted to keep drilling. I didn't want to wake you. I just sat down here hoping you wouldn't mind. It's kind of hard to not mind when you're asleep, so I'm glad to hear you say that. You could be a monster, though. You never know, right? I assume this isn't your house either. If this was my house, it would be rigged up with all gamer kind of things, so it would have Wi-Fi at least. Yeah. No, it isn't. May I ask how you came to be here? Oh. The three of us were out hiking longer than we intended. We were out wandering the woods. Okay, three of us. This blizzard took us by surprise. Yeah, I see. And the options are very similar. I don't see how they could have different answers or responses. There's something particularly foreboding about it. The worst I have seen in some time. But I'm glad we found the house and the shelter in. Oh, wait, we just have to wait. Yep. Yes. If I may ask, what is it that you have there? This is how it all starts. Is it a book? Yeah, I picked it up in the general store. Oh. Myths, Legends, and Beyond. Oh, she's gonna be a monster. I already like this visual novel. I like novels. I like games. This is a visual novel, so technically it's a story kind of thing. But I like stories where this kind of things happen. You know, strange creature joins the party, and you gotta figure out who it is. And you know, these myth books have the answer. If that makes sense. The clerk said there was some local tales in it. I see. Oh, I rolled back a mistake. I had a quick look through, not sure how interesting it is. That's a shame. What are some of the tales? Let's see, there's Arya Unending and her many children. I'm not very fond of children. The reverse manwolf Charles Bellamy. That sounds like possibly the silliest thing ever. Farmer Stanwig's haunted shotgun. I was mistaken. Honey, why is the shotgun staring at me again? Honey, oh no, honey, the shotgun's floating. No, honey, and it, poof, poof. The tragic tale of Leth Winters. Oh, that sounds interesting. Could I ask you to read a little of that to me? Sure, why not? Alright, Chapter 4, The Tragic Tale of Leth Winters. Blackbriar and Beyond. They say that Leth Winters was born under a cursed moon, that her mother didn't survive giving birth. Are you gonna change into a demon? No. That her mother didn't survive giving birth, and her father couldn't survive without his wife, that Leth herself barely survived the orphanage she ran away from, much less the life of the prostitution she fell into afterwards. And her pimp didn't survive the night he finally went too far, but Leth did, however, survive in the woods she fled into, and took refuge in afterwards. They, in this case, were the townsfolk of Trailsend, a small settlement that bordered in the woods Leth lived in, and they had largely forgotten that everything they knew about Leth was all born from the rumor and gossip. Leth never spoke a word to dispel the beliefs. In fact, Leth never spoke a word at all while she was in town. It was unclear whether Leth was born mute or became so out of the trauma she had experienced, and her being unable or willing to confirm or deny said trauma, the assumptions eventually became accepted. I don't like how my mouse was starting to load something. Oh no, it's loading something scary, isn't it? Trailsend wasn't without its eccentrics and outsiders, even the intrigue. Leth would have been dismissed as an odd but harmless recluse. If it hadn't been for her appearance, despite being unkempt, she was strikingly beautiful. Like the person in the shed right now, huh? With dark, deep eyes, ruby red lips, and exquisite, if generally a little grubby, skin. The attention she drew from the sons and husbands of Trailsend did not go unnoticed by the womenfolk. Leth herself was not unaware, being careful to not cause or attract any trouble whenever in town. She would trade the seeds, berries, and other things collected in the woods, and managed to coexist peaceably with Trailsend and its inhabitants. I don't want to say sorry if I don't read properly or if I sound weird. Ever since I moved to the new place, we're living in a higher apartment, so my nose is constantly blocked. I don't know why. If you know, let me know. But because it's blocked, it's hard for me to read out loud or even talk normally. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Early one autumn, the more keen-eyed among the town gossips noticed Leth's figure changing. Speculating she was with child, Leth found more and more unwelcome attention fixated on her each trip to town. Over time, it was apparent that Leth was indeed pregnant, and talk spread like wildfire through the town. Speculation as to the identity of the father was on topic on everyone's lips. Every woman with suspicious and man suspect, which took true form. Leth did nothing to quell, making no attempt to provide any answers and ignoring any and all attempts to inquiry. So the people came to their own conclusions. Some said it was obviously woodsman Danthers, as there was no one from the town who spent more time in the woods than he. Others suspected Mayor Rigby, who was known for his less than scrupulous behavior. Even others, Father Nathaniel, who was inversely known for being nothing but scrupulous. The less gracious of the gossipers opined that Leth was raped by bandits, which of course she brought on herself by living alone without the protection of a husband. And then there were others zealous among the population who were convinced Leth was carrying the child of none other than Lucifer himself. Wait a minute, what? No. No. Wait, what? What is this? I have a son or daughter? What's happening? I don't understand. Okay. This took a turn. I wasn't expecting me to be in the story. The idea was largely dismissed, at least at first. Leth was already becoming unpopular under the weight of so much suspicion. She's just a woman by herself. Why is this a big deal? But then things started to going wrong around town. Strange accidents, spoiling food, lame animals, all with a frequency that made it increasingly impossible to dismiss it as a coincidence. It wasn't long before the townspeople started believing they were cursed, and they quickly concluded who the source of the curse was. The next time Leth visited Trailsend, the people made it clear that in no uncertain terms that she was no longer welcome. Exiled and friendless, Leth did her best to brace her for the trials ahead. But nothing could have prepared her for the harshness of the winter that was to greet her and the newborn. The little of the woods offered her was soon frozen under the unrelenting snow. She did as best as she could with what she had. Her incredible resourcefulness and resilience brought her much further than many others. But without any support, the unfamiliarity of motherhood took its toll. After all the years of prevailing against the odds, she was one situation that she wasn't going to survive. If not for her child, she may have resigned herself to her fate. Desperation eventually convinced her to seek out help from those who hated her. The journey to town usually only took an hour or so, but with the snow both hampering visibility and restricting movement, the sun was setting well before Leth reached the town gate. The darkness that followed was the blackest in memory. By pure determination and perhaps some miracle, Leth made it to the village, clutching her child to her breast. To Leth's dismay, she found all the public places were shut. The tavern, the lodging, the house, even the church was dark and silent. She would have to turn to the residence. Leth went from house to house, knocking on doors and windows. Those that actually opened their doors either immediately slammed it in her face or berated her for bringing the curse upon them. Door after door was shut to her. Realizing that no one would be willing to give her quarter, she started to hold out the small bundle of blankets instead, pleading with her eyes to just save her child if they weren't willing to save her. But no one would. Fear and suspicion had left the town people as cold and callous as the winter's consuming them. Random side note, she is bundled up with a lot of blankets. Just want to say that. I think she might be Leth. I think it's pretty obvious that she's probably Leth. Maybe. Finally, the last door closed to her. Leth staggering to the town square, wailing hopelessly. The desperation, animosity, and biting cold exhausting her completely. Knowing her end was near, she filled her lungs with what would be her last breath, and screamed into the night with the last of her strength. "Let her in!" The whole town heard the cry even above the howling wind. Then all was silent, and a natural eerie stillness fell on the town. No one slept that night. All were uneasy and disturbed. Was it me? Was I the one who said that? When light finally returned in the morning, they found the snow had stopped falling for the first time in weeks. Slowly people started venturing out of their safety of their homes, and they found exactly what they were expecting. Leth's body, frozen solid, hunched over protecting her child. Nobody dared to touch her, even to discover the fate of the baby. Finally, Father Nathaniel arrived, and after pushing through the crowd, rushed to Leth's side. With great effort, he pried the bundle from Leth's petrified grasp. The blankets cracked from the cold as he unwrapped them. There was nothing inside. Everyone was terrified. Over the coming days, speculation ran hot amongst the villagers. Had anyone actually seen the child? Did anyone see a face in the bundle desperately offered at the doorstep that night? Did it even exist? The father attempted to bury Leth in the cemetery, but the people, now more convinced of a curse than ever, wouldn't let him. A mob seized the body, took it out of the town and burnt it. Horrified by everything that had transpired and the people's behavior, Nathaniel left Trailsend not long after. shaking the dust from his feet as he went. Considering that Nathaniel rushed in to help, he was either very kind-hearted or he cared about Leth. So, you know. 3 months passed and the disturbing events began to fade from the collective conscious, even though at night people could often hear scratching and knocking at their windows. But finding no one there on inspection, it was easy enough to dismiss it on the windy nights, much less when all else was still. Then, children started going missing, mysteriously and without a trace, one at first and two within a few weeks. Then the Danther twins had disappeared a month later, then another and another. By the anniversary of Leth's death, there wasn't a single child left in Trailsend. Ominous tree. This reminds me of The Ring. Sick with grief and fear, the population quickly dwindled until finally the last few remnants abandoned Trailsend, leaving it to ruin. The exact location of Trailsend is lost to time. The towns and cities of Blackbriar aren't short of mysterious happenings. It is entirely possible that one of them is built on its long deserted remains. So if you find yourself in Blackbriar on a dark snowy night and there is a knock on your window, it may not just be the wind. Okay. You are beautiful with dark eyes and dark hair. There's a window. I think it's pretty obvious what's happening. Did you hear that? What? There's a knock on the window. I didn't hear anything. I swear someone knocked. Perhaps it was just the wind? It definitely was not the wind. That does not sound like the wind. If you're trying to frighten me, it won't work. I don't scare easily. I'm scaring myself. Oh, your eyes moved. Let her in? Oh. That was so good. That was so good. Oh, that was so good. That was just a really good story. Wow. Okay. Just the way everything felt, the wind that was always there in the background, always reminding you of the harsh, cold winteriness. Then the I mean, the story was obviously that Arya, I think her name was Arya. She was Leth. I just wish there was more. I just really wish there was more. Maybe there will be more. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves. Hope you have a great rest of the year. And yeah, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.